No, get out of here.
That's
That's okay. That's okay. Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to Heroes, Comedy Heroes.
Absolutely. Here's how magicians solve rooms.
Wow.
That's what we're doing.
One of those, Elaine.
Stay over. Wow.
We are going to be feeding Sam sugar and see how much it actually takes for him to convince his ability to solve. Right? This is science. We're doing this for science, Sam. Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to Crosswords Live. We have a new opening today, thanks to our brand new producer, Isaac Aronow, and we will introduce him to you for real next week. But in the meantime, I'm here with my solving buddy, Sam Ezersky. How you doing, Sam?
Hi, Deb. Hi, Isaac. Good to be back, as always. I'm very buzzed on coffee and candy, so let's crush this puzzle. Let's do this thing.
You've been binging on Kit Kats, haven't you? So
and more coffee.
And
yes.
coffee. So coffee and sugar, the two main food groups of crossword puzzle solving. And we have a bunch of people.
And editing, for that matter.
Yeah, who are running in. Walter Ian K says, hey, and Kathy O is here. She says, oh my God, a sizzle reel. Yep, we've got it. That's our new trailer. And Sarah Rafa says, the opening was so fun. And Walter Ian K says, hi guys, I'm actually here. We have a terrific puzzle for you guys today. It is a Too Fast, Too Furious. And as always, that is a hint, but not a spoiler. Sam, whose puzzle is this?
I hope this constructor is in the house with us today. I mean, he's on Twitter. This is a puzzle by Kristian House. He's had countless puzzles for the Times. I don't even know the exact number at this point.
Countless is a good category. I like that. Good morning to Sally Scopes. You must be in another time zone.
It's okay. I'm still waking up too.
That's right. Sam is still front loading the caffeine. We have a bunch of places where we could start today, Sam.
Thank goodness too, because you know sometimes, I mean, we talk about this every week. The Thursday crossword, make no mistake, it can be intimidating. It's the puzzle where you expect to see all these gimmicks, these crazy theme ideas. But you know what? No matter what level solver you are or consider yourself to be, there is always a starting point. So
absolutely,
I'd say, I mean, let's look at 5 down and 6 down. You don't need to be an expert on anything.
You just have to know how to spell their names. That's all. For me, I usually will put in too many la-la-las, but it's Malala.
That is Malala. And then we've got the elected
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
Excellent. See, we're off to the races. We just put in 10 squares. That's easy.
Amazing. In a Thursday New York Times crossword. I think everybody can do that.
Here's another one that's honestly, it's just a fun clue. You don't need to be you can deduce what is going on if you have never heard Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Right.
So,
you just have, now technically that sort of statement, the girl with colitis goes by, which, you know, poor girl, instead of the girl with kaleidoscope eyes is called a mondegreen, M-O-N-D-E-G-R-E-E-N. But in this case, the way the clue is written, it's like the Beatles lyric, and that would be misheard.
You know what? Just to prove that crossword editors are only human too, and we just love puzzles like you all. That was mondegreen. I only learned very recently as a word. That was like a total like, wow, I'd never heard that. And Will and Joel both looked at me. I saw this was pre-quarantine, so they both looked at me in the room, and they were just like, "Oh, really? You haven't heard that one?" I was like, "What the heck is that, guys?" Like, so learning new words every day from solving crosswords, editing crosswords. That's part of what makes puzzles.
And that's part of the fun, right?
Exactly.
You learn something new.
Here's a clue for you, Deb. Or what was that? Go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have a couple of new people entering. Valeria Silvestri is here. Kevin Hart is here. He says 7 down is Sir Duke, which is fabulous. One of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs.
That was gonna be one of my gimmies, but I figured we already had enough.
It's such a great entry too.
It's such a fun like we give that, I guess there are some solvers who might not know this one and that's totally okay. But this
Mhm.
still feels like, a nice lively bonus in the grid. I would have given it a check mark if I'd seen it at the grid myself. We think this should be a highlight for most of you.
I think so, definitely. Now we have that U at
Oh.
23 across. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Forearm bones. Now this is the official the official body part of the New York Times crossword, I think.
Right up there with uvea. Right?
Uvea, right. But these are the forearm bones are ulnas. And
Exactly. And
it's plural.
it's plural. Some of you I've seen have commented that, technically it's valid and in the crossword to say ulna as well. You're exactly right. We're just going to save you some headache in today's puzzle, and we're looking for the one ending in S today. But
Exactly.
it could have been either one. Technically, we could have had to rely on the crossword, but let's not cause too many headaches.
Right. Howdy to Mitchell Wares. Chris Butko agrees with Ulna's. Valeria is very close with Ulnar. Sally Scopes agrees with Ulna's. And yes, now Valeria's got it.
Excellent.
We have that middle top section almost filled in, Sam.
Oh, should we just check it out? I just wanted to go to one clue first, Deb, to talk about, something that some of you might have only ever seen in crosswords and then just learned this tidbit from it, having never said it aloud. The fruit whose name is pronounced in 3 syllables is acai. One,
Right.
two, three.
Somebody else said that here. Sally Scope said that. It's funny when I first saw that fruit popping up in crossword puzzles, I thought it was called a kai or a sai, which I think a lot of people probably did. But I was really happy to learn that a 4-letter word has 3 syllables. To me, that's really amazing.
It's very cool. I mean, what also just the overarching thing. What's my favorite thing about crosswords, Deb? It's that there's always something new you
Something
can
to
learn and
Absolutely.
take away from solving the puzzle. So if that
One
was
of
yours
mine
today,
too.
great. If you knew
Now,
it, even greater.
Kathy Odahan says the name of the Jetsons dog at 27 down is Astro. Tell me, Kathy, how many times did you have to sing the theme song in order to remember the name of the dog? Because I'll tell you, all I had was his boy Elroy going around and around in my head afterwards.
I like that though. It was funny. Kristian House, the constructor, if you're here, he said he originally clued this. He's a big Yankees fan. He originally clued this as a disgraced baseball player, which, hey, as a lover of baseball and a Yankee hater, that's totally valid. I get that. I get that. The Astros, no further commentary, but we just decided to go to the Jetsons reference this time.
As a constructor, Sam, I know you'll agree, there is no better therapy than letting your anger out when you're filling a crossword puzzle, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hate construct.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So we have a couple of people who agree with Astro. Bruce Giordano and Walter Ian K say 21 down is Inuit.
Native of the land of the midnight sun is Inuit. Exactly.
That's right.
I like that interesting clue angle too.
I think so. Let's see.
There's another one I liked. Go for it.
No. Bruce Giordano says 3 down is moss.
Let's do that. Terrarium growth is moss. Fortunately, we already have that S there. So it makes me think if we're looking for a singular answer that ends in S, there's probably another S here.
Kristian House is with us, the constructor, and he says, should have kept my original clue for Astro.
There you go. I as an editor, I felt like we had to change that one, but as a fellow baseball lover constructor, big plus one.
Right. You're not allowed to start a riot with your crossword, Kristian.
So I just wanted to go to talk about, just we're always on the hunt for fresh crossword clues, especially for those 3-letter answers that show up in puzzles all the time. Blank at Home, one of 3 special TV shows of 2020, thus far at least, is SNL. Yay, a new SNL clue. Phew.
During the lockdown, they were all, I don't know how they did it, but they performed their sketches together, each in their own apartment. I think that took a genius, like galaxy brain level of technical expertise to pull that off.
Someone needs to put galaxy brain in a crossword. That's where my mind is headed.
Sometimes it doesn't mean something good, but I meant it in a good way.
Sure. I was going to go to, now that we have the M here, the youngest of the Hemsworth brothers. Maybe you were able to figure this out before you even had the M. Do any solvers know this one? Otherwise, I'll throw it in.
Well, I know of the brothers, but I was never sure who was older and who was younger. But just based on the pattern of the letters, the 4 letters and the M at the end, I'm going to guess Liam.
So I like that answer, and that is the right answer.
All right.
I want to point out what that gives us at 17 across. And I don't know a whole bunch about Shelley personally, but it seemed pretty weird to start an ode with AAS. So
was he Swedish? That looks like a Swedish answer.
Or maybe it's just like screaming. It's like, ah! And you're still paying tribute to it at the same time. So I don't really know. That's one way to pay tribute, I guess.
We've got a bunch of people yelling Liam at us, so I think they agree.
Okay, excellent. We'll clear that up. Fantastic.
Yeah. Mitchell Schwer says, interesting 29 down. He thought it was Gerald.
President between John and Richard. Okay. Well, so you're on the right track in that. Yeah, it's 6 letters. Presidential first name. Right in the ballpark. Let's see. We've got Richard's got to be Nixon. That's 37.
Right.
And then John, if that's JFK, that's John F. Kennedy. That's 35. So who is the first name of the 36th president is going to be Lyndon.
Lyndon Johnson. And we have a few people who got that.
Excellent.
Right. And Mitchell goes on to say, classic Thursdays where I always get upset by weird letter combos and have to figure out what the trick is. If that is not a classic commentary on Thursday puzzles, I don't know what is, Sam.
Yeah, you about summed it up. As long as, that agitation, that frustration turns into eventual happiness and aha moments, that's what we're here for. We don't want you to follow and curse out the puzzle, but we get that sometimes happens.
Bruce Giordano is calling us Yentas. Oh, no,
really?
I'm sorry. I read that wrong. That's the entry at 18 down.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, I thought, which spelling is it? Is it the A or the? I think it's the A this time.
You got a 50% chance of being right, Sam.
Well, I'm fine with being called a Yentz. I'll feel a little weird if I'm called a Yeti.
A Yeti, yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm
you
not
haven't
a fan
really
of
shaved
snows.
in a while, so
What's that?
You haven't really shaved in a while.
So. I'm a wild man, but I'm not of nor for the snows. Give me a nice hot summer, an everlasting hot summer all day.
Perfectly cromulent answer.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What else? Should we try and knock out more of, what's here? Sound of reproof. Blank of all. Moss of all. No, moss is already in the puzzle.
Nose of all. Mosh
of all. The greatest,
the greatest
activity
ever.
The greatest mosh of all time, the Gamote.
Yes. I think it's probably going to be most of all, though.
Okay, that makes the most sense. Parts of some circles in France. Tough clue, especially tough if you don't know your French.
That was a really good one. I'd be curious as to whether Kristian wrote that or the editors wrote it.
Kristian, you want to chime in? Parts of some circles in France, is the S even silent? You talk about not knowing the pronunciation to acai if you just see it in puzzles. I am so French poor that I only know my French through crosswords, basically. So is that ami? Do you leave the S off? Please, French speakers, enlighten me. And sorry for my ignorance here.
I wouldn't pronounce the S.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. We have a couple of people, Kevin Hart and Valeria Silvestri, are saying that 26 down is Carol with a K.
Oh, interesting. Pope John Paul II's first name. I will take your word for it. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's see. You know what? What's a nice skill to have on a Thursday is sometimes, maybe this is just me, maybe because I construct more often, but I do think this is a good skill to have when you're solving those crossword puzzles. Yes. You might see blank RT blank S blank N. And before even reading that clue, think, maybe this is artisan. What else is possibly going to fit there?
And you want to know something? Every time I do that, I'm wrong. Because I will look at it and I will say, okay, well, I gotcha. I know what this pattern of letters is, and he will pivot and make it be something completely different.
Well, fortunately, we collectively are right this time. Because a
Okay.
craftsperson is an artisan.
Absolutely.
Glad we had that.
Absolutely.
Now, what do we have here?
What
Genre for
oh,
Sublime. Oh.
okay. I want to just mention I got dragged on wordplay today for never having heard of this band.
Oh, Deb, I can't sing any Sublime without really hot miking on this stream. But I almost listened to them a little too early in my life.
I'm going to have to give them a listen, but apparently they are a very, very popular ska band.
Yeah. So there you go, ska. And you know what, Deb? This is a great point. We're illustrating 2 points here. I'm going to delete this S for a second. What else could have possibly gone here, even if you'd never heard of Sublime in your life?
Also known as.
Okay, sure, maybe, but what music genre, is there any other music genre that ends in KA and is 3 letters? So
no,
you can take your
I know.
You can take your I guess it's FKA Twigs.
Right.
But that's not really.
I would have. I dropped in emo because it's always emo.
Oh, it's always emo.
I mean, it's always going to be emo in the puzzle. But I did get Astro at one point, and I said, okay, it's not emo. It's got to be ska.
There we go. Boom. So we have ska. And the other thing I was going to say is, Deb, we just solved a clue together. That's solving. I mean, you might not have heard of Sublime. I know Sublime. I was able to give you an alley there.
Man. Best feeling. It's always better when you solve together. And with our fellow solvers out there, I mean, we've got Bruce Giordano, who is filling in 23 down for us.
What do we have there?
23 down, right where we had ska.
Oh, that's 25? Noted lines. Oh, goodness.
I love that. It's
nice Trixie clue.
The answer has to do with music. It's not noted in the sense of being prominent. It's noted in the sense of having musical notes on those lines, and the answer is staff.
Interesting. That's also tough too, because you want that answer to be plural, but here we're just talking about the collection of lines as your musical staff. So a nice double misdirection. Well done, Will and Kristian.
Yeah, Claire Rafus is with me. She guessed emo too when she first went. Thank you, Claire. I don't feel so bad now. Jillian Powell agrees with staff. And let's see, what have we got here? Baseball strategy that starts with a stolen base attempt. Oh, that's yours, Sam.
I got you, Deb. See, that's going to be...
This is why it's good to solve with people. I know nothing about this, and yet my buddy Sam is a sports aficionado, and so I will step back and let him solve that one.
That is going to be a hit and run. At least it makes sense after you solve that one. You're like, okay, I can see why that's the answer. We try and at least give you the ability to make an educated guess, even if you haven't heard of it, because
it's much nicer than the other kind of hit and run.
Yeah, we're only doing the. I mean, honestly, this angle would have been at the forefront of my mind anyway.
Okay,
but yeah, moving on.
Eddie agrees with hit and run. Mitchell Schwer says, "I need Sam when I'm solving crosswords." Then sports clues always mess me up.
I feel so wanted. Did you say Eddie got one of those? Because Eddie, you were in the puzzle at 31 down.
Oh, there you go.
Under Comic Murphy it is. That is, unless you are Eddie Murphy. But there you go. Nice to see your own name in the puzzle. I always get happy.
And guess what? I'm in the puzzle too, Sam.
Oh yeah, there's many of you in the puzzle.
Exhibit says 66 across is Debs.
Eugene V. Debs, an early American socialist leader. You can't have too many Debs in a puzzle.
Oh, right? You're so sweet. There's only one of me, though.
Oh, exactly. You're right. There's only one beloved wordplay columnist.
Oh, thank you. And the very dapper spelling bee editor.
I try.
Yes. You know what? We have one entry up at the top in the Northwest that's not filled in yet, but we could probably drop that one in.
Which one's this? In the we got 4 down?
Yeah.
Key symbols. Ooh, tough. This does not have anything to do with the musical staff either.
No. And you know what? If we put in one across, it's going to be llama.
Okay. For that, I was going to say, like, you could just curl up in a ball and cry, or you could check your crossers in order to figure out.
Exactly. And an app image is an icon.
But then we're
And
back to that screaming tribute that hail to the
Ilar.
spirit.
But you know what? We have that pattern, and this one I'm going to get right. It's Ankhs, because it's a symbol in the shape of a key. It looks like a cross with a loop at the top, but it actually looks like a key.
Like in Egyptian hieroglyphics, you know?
Exactly.
And
And Jillian Powell and Mitchell Dwyer, I hope I'm saying your name right, Mitchell, agrees with that. Let's see.
Do we have our sound of reproof, Deb?
Sam.
Is it the TSA? Is it General Soap?
It is the TSA.
Okay.
They disapprove of you.
Okay.
But I think it's got to be tisk tisk. But in this case, it's only one tisk.
Okay, phew, that's too many tisks. It will tip the scales for me.
So we've got Skylark.
Skylark. But I don't know what that means. Is that the name of the poem? Solvers, please chime in. Like,
yeah. Or maybe it's American Airlines Skylark.
Oh, so it's like, okay, so it's up in the air. They're both halves are up in the air. This puzzle has something to do with flying.
I think so. Absolutely. I bet, Shelley was obviously, had ESP and knew that there would one day be an airline called American Airlines.
Thank you. Centuries ahead of the game.
It makes perfect sense to me.
So in the meantime, I mean, this probably has something to do with the theme. It's one of the longer answers in a Thursday crossword. There are a few other long ones like bye for now, gently leaves shore, famous question first asked around 1600. These are probably all related to what is going on in the puzzle. Usually there's some sort of revealer to sum up.
There is.
To funnily explain things, but
I will tell you though, Sam, that a couple of our viewers are starting to get it already. Either they've already solved the puzzle or they are way ahead of us.
Should we say anything, or should we just let this continue to play out?
Well, let me call out a couple of people. Dell says 25 across is talk to you later.
Okay.
Chris.
Well, that's fine, but what am I supposed to do?
Well, what is 24 down? Put the number 2 in there. Latoot.
Is it a lutist?
It could be, but what is it? Talk you later.
Is that like a variation? I'm just looking at these 3 letters in the middle here. Is this a spinoff of Jewel?
We've got Cools now.
We've got Cools now, exactly. Jewel's in big trouble, so we're just gonna roll it.
People are way ahead of us. Mitchell Jewers says, who was kind enough to tell me that his name is pronounced Jewers. 63 across is a lie, which I know to recognize by now, but have no idea what it is.
I lie. It is a game.
We just fill it in. But it's actually highlight, which is a sport that's played. I get it confused with what is that thing that they play with the nets on the end of the sticks?
Is that squash?
Not quite that one.
Pickleball.
Yeah. Sure. Claire Rafus is saying, there are 2 U's. Nice. Yes.
Okay. So wait. So we've got AA. We've got UU. Is this just a double letters theme? That's kind of boring. I feel like a lot of words have double letters in them.
Except that that's not how they're read, Sam. A lot of people are putting this in the answers right now, but the answer to 17 across up at the top is actually to a skylark. That's
someone actually made. Okay. But to a skylark. So how does that actually work with the grid though?
The 2 A's are there and you pronounce it as 2A. Just like in talk to you later, you pronounce it as to you.
Talk to you because it's you, so there's 2 of them. Talk to you later. I'm
I
not saying
love
goodbye,
you
Deb.
guys.
Don't worry.
I have to say, our viewers always have our backs. Everybody is reminding me that the sport I was thinking of is lacrosse.
Ah,
And
oh,
thank you
I
very
could,
much for
I
that. I
didn't
appreciate
realize that.
this. Is no,
I
no, you
assumed that
don't
you were
know.
referring to something specifically like
I
East
was.
Asian.
I was,
Okay.
Sam. And, in about 30 years, let's have this conversation again, and we'll see if you remember the word.
Yeah,
But
but thank you, solvers. I mean,
yeah,
I'll call
thank
out a
you for
brain fart
that.
on my end too. Um,
Mitchell
gently.
says, I definitely needed this theme spelled out for me, no pun intended. You know what,
Oh,
though? That's why we do this, because we want people to get beyond the Wednesday and get into the Thursdays. All of the puzzles are fun, but Thursday is a lot of fun. That is really where the constructors let their hair down, and I have the most fun with the Thursday puzzles. It's really my favorite day of the week.
I mean, this is just a classic example of like something there's so many new ideas that are brilliant. Hundreds of constructors send
Yeah.
us that just haven't been done before. And we're talking people that have never made a crossword before and
Yeah.
people that have made 100 crosswords before. There are just so many new ideas from varied people out there that you're just like, wow, what a
And it's
crazy idea.
amazing. It's amazing to me. Kevin Hart has 45 across,
What do
floats
we have?
out,
Okay, so what is this?
gently leave shore is floats out to sea. And you've got two C's at the end. Don't forget
Oh,
to CC yourself.
oh,
Yeah.
that's like okay.
Floats
To A
out
Skylark,
to
talk to
sea.
you later. Floats out to sea. I want to figure out the last one, but I wasn't around in 1600, so I don't really know what questions were asked around them at that time period.
No, I wasn't. But believe it or not, I know you're going to find this hard to believe, Sam. I wasn't around then either.
No, I know that.
But
Don't be so.
I mean, we went to school together eventually, but we've got, let's see. Oh, Margie says that Thursdays are her favorite too. Let's see. For that one, 61 across, famous question first asked around 1600. I think that has something to do with Shakespeare.
Oh, really? Huh.
And perhaps, given the theme of this puzzle, the answer, and this I think was a brilliant one, to be or not to be.
So
Be or not to be.
I was gonna say that's got to be right, but I was gonna ask, how do we put that? I want to leave it to some solvers to help us figure out like how do we put that in the grid, because there's multiple of them, right? We only have 9 letters. I mean, I can go to be or not. Well, unless we're just supposed to go back to the beginning of the answer, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, let's look at the crossers. That's what we always do, right, Sam?
Sure. Let's.
Crosser 61 down.
Oh yeah, let's do the shorter one first. That's smarter. Past the expiration date, say. Huh?
Now that honestly, I have a quibble with this. It's not true always, but the say kind of saves it. But the answer
say saves it.
The say saves it. I want a T-shirt that says that. The answer is bad, as in gone bad.
Sometimes past the expiration date at times, but we thought say was more punchy. Like if you think about it in one way. I don't know.
And you want to know something? A lot of people are telling us how to spell that 61 across.
Okay, what do we got?
It's BB or not BB. To be or not to be.
Okay. Well,
That's awesome.
Wow.
We you know what? We crushed the theme before we even finished the puzzle.
Yeah, what the heck? We're rolling here. Thank you, solvers.
We really are. I mean, we are all one. We are all one today. I think we're all sort of focusing and channeling.
I want that on a T-shirt too, with like the wordplay, the mantra thing.
Yeah.
The you know what I'm talking about.
We try to keep it zen on wordplay. It doesn't always work. So let's see, there's that long down at 43 down.
Last second play change. Another sportsy one.
Go ahead.
It's an audible.
Oh.
Football, you call an audible, you touch your helmet, you look at your players, the defense is stacked in a way that you weren't expecting. You call an audible. You make that last second change. You have your receivers line up in a different position.
Right.
So
Andre Batista agrees with you. And Walter Ian Kay came up with his own theme entry. Cruise director on the Love Boat was played by Lauren Tuiz.
So, that's what's fun about these sorts of puzzles, though, is you start thinking of your own, right?
Yeah, have that puzzle on Sam's desk in the morning.
Please.
Claire Rafus says this theme is fantastic.
Glad you like it, Claire. We Kristian, we hope you're still here. Let's sing the praises of this puzzle. I mean, it's great.
I hope so.
I guess, Deb, now that we figured out all the theme answers, are we done? Do we just put this puzzle down now? Have we gleaned every last thing into this crossword?
I might wander away if it was lunchtime. But I mean, it's not. I think we should finish it.
All right, well, let's finish.
And you want to know something? The people are really enjoying the theme, and I hope Kristian is still here and hearing it. He said, Mitchell says, hey, I wouldn't know Audible if my boyfriend didn't say it all the time. Okay.
We're calling an audible. We're eating somewhere else tonight.
And if for the people who wouldn't have known that, like me, because I don't follow sports really, there's nothing wrong with looking it up.
Yeah.
You know,
using auto check.
Yes, this is your puzzle. Solve it the way you want to. It's like it's only a game. It's not an SAT test.
Exactly. So, and thank goodness for that, because I cannot write in cursive.
Thank God those days are over, right, Sam?
Let's see. Well, let's bring it home. Where to? Okay. Solvers, where are we going next? We've got 4 different different regions to finish filling out.
Nicole Xavier has 58 down for us.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. Welcome back. I hadn't heard from you yet.
Yeah, she says it's tablespoon.
Excellent. And look at that abbreviation in the clue. Gal is the abbreviation for gallon.
Right.
So that's how we know that this is going to be a shortening.
Right. And pro tip, do not fill up a gallon with a tablespoon. It will take you forever.
It will specifically. It will take you 256 iterations of what you're doing with the tablespoon method, unless you use 2 of them at once, and then it'll take you 128.
Absolutely, Lori agrees with tablespoon. Kay,
some sniping with a B. Oh, that's eBay. All right, good. We're talking about
that
bidding
kind
or
of sniping.
There we go.
Andre Batista says, I think 48 across is yet. Where's 48 across?
Ooh, even so is yet. Nice. There we go.
Again. Now, here's a question that comes up on Wordplay all the time. Is the fact that Yeti and Yet are both in the puzzle a duplicate?
Not at all. I'd say relative to other puzzle venues, the times is a little more lax. But no, they're not. They don't have any. They don't have any etymological relation. They just happen to share a string of 3 letters. If anything, it's kind of fun when you see something like those words cross. But no, note to budding and current constructors that does not bother us at all.
No,
that's no bigs. If Yet and Yeti make the best fill for the puzzle, that's what we want to see.
Absolutely. Margie says Megan Rapinoe won an SB, which is
where is that? Oh, there we go. Oh, I loved it. I was really happy to see that, actually. That was and Megan Rapinoe has so many accolades to her name, so this wasn't actually the easiest clue in the world either, but blank PY gives her that SB award.
Right. And Dell and Ken Cooper say across that long one is impolite.
Oh, thank goodness. Love it when you just get a whole bunch of real estate from one answer like that.
Awesome. That's how we can fill. 47 down is. I'm wearing it right now because it's a little warm out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I shut the window. I was a little chilly. I don't know. Here, I just really wanted to highlight this clue. This is just one of my favorite, even as far as question mark clues go, this is just my favorite type of punny clue, I think.
Yeah.
It takes an entire phrase. Yeah. It takes an entire phrase, and well done, Kristian, for this one.
Right.
An entire phrase. You know this. You don't need any outside knowledge to be able to figure this out. You just got to stretch your brain a little bit. We know what a stamp collector is in its idiomatic sense.
A philosopher.
Yeah, but maybe what literally collects stamps? Let's break this down in a
Right.
wordplay sense. How can we reinterpret that clue?
That question mark tells us that we cannot think of, it's not the first thing that comes to mind. There is definitely wordplay happening here. So we're looking for a different kind of stamp collector, and it doesn't have to be a human being.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be a visa.
Exactly.
So,
Jillian Powell agrees with you.
That gives us, it is going down. That gives us blank LOVE.
Yes, a lot of people are agreeing with clove.
Clove. What's this? Call. Ooh, that's a tough clue.
That is a tough one.
Maybe we should check our crossers. How about this? Okay. Dog show org.
I know that one. That's the AKC.
The AKC, American Kennel Club, right?
Yep.
And then call. Okay, now that we have that K there, that helps us.
Mm-hmm.
That's beckon, right?
I think so, to call somebody.
I like that you can combine this with call to say beckon call sort of pun.
Maybe that's where that phrase comes from.
Exactly.
We have a couple of people who are throwing some guesses in. Nicole Xavier and somebody else said 60 across is abort.
What do we have? Cancel is a mission, abort. Again, you know, even on a Thursday crossword, not every clue is going to be Thursday tough. You look at that and you go, I know this, and that R confirms it. And that B is going to really help us out too.
Absolutely.
The brother in Am I My Brother's Keeper? You can take a good educated guess here if you weren't even sure that Am I My Brother's Keeper was referring to Cain and Abel. You say, okay, that's biblical.
Yeah, even if you're not that into the Bible, you've probably heard of it.
Exactly. So there you go. The answer is Abel for that. We were able to get that one with only one letter.
Right. We have a lot of people agreeing on Visa. Kevin Hart says 52 down is rare.
Still.
Can I just say something here? So many people uncomfortable with that on wordplay.
Oh gosh, I feel like I say that at a restaurant. Should I not? I really, really like my disgustingly rare steak personally.
Right.
Still mooing is the, we'll say it's diner lingo for rare, and it's not. We put it in quotes here because it's just like an expression.
Yes.
It's not necessarily something you'd say aloud. I guess you would say it aloud, but that's what it means.
To a waiter who has probably heard that 100 times before, but you know, sighting in a telescope. Wow.
I should have turned off my notifications before the stream. Sorry, everybody.
That's okay.
Unknown. You don't want to hear from any of these unknown crossword editors. Just kidding. We know them all. They're all great people.
Dell is guessing random, but it's slang, Dell. So we're looking at a slangier version of that, and the answer is randos.
Yeah, which comes from random. So you are so close.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to make these guesses in order to expand your territory, right?
Absolutely. A couple of people are guessing 39 across.
Ooh, interesting. A tough answer for some if you're anatomically challenged, I guess. Connective tissues along the outside of the leg, informally.
Now, IT bands gets me thinking about like an IT team. So, I mean, I don't know what IT stands for with regard to a part of the body, but
is there a doctor in the house?
Well, Kristian House left, so I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't think Kristian's a doctor.
We have 65 across. Walter K is guessing eland.
Eland, one of our favorite African beasts of the New York Times crossword, because look at all those friendly letters. Constructors rejoice. That has to have saved you from a really, really tough corner to fill, Kristian, I'm sure.
You rarely see Springbok, but eland is always in there.
Ooh, I want to put Springbok in a puzzle. That's actually...
It's all yours, man.
Thank you,
I will happily fill it in.
How about this? Honked.
We have a bunch of people who are guessing tooted.
Excellent. Thank you, bunch of people.
Lori is helping out by, and once again, saving me and educating me with, it looks like Elotial band.
Oh.
IT band.
Wow. Well, now we know. Thank you, Lori.
Today I learned. That's great. Thank you. Ken Cooper says 62 across is review, and that gives us that ends that corner.
And there we've got Nova.
Yeah.
Which I know better is Northern Virginia, but that's okay. Shout out to people from Nova.
See, and I always think of the program, the science program, Nova.
Yeah, on PBS. Alcoves that may have shrines. I feel like we should just knock this part out so we have just the right side of the puzzle to go. And that's crossing smartphone precursors for short and ad infinitum, a fun clue.
Oh, excellent. Well, no end has to be ad infinitum.
Oh, did I say it wrong? Whoops.
I didn't pay attention to that at all. And then you have a lot of people have guessed apses for the church, which would make that PDAs.
They didn't have too many apses on them PDAs back in the day.
No, not back in my day.
That was a layup. That was low-hanging fruit. Do we know vocalist Gourmet?
I do. Ooh, pick me.
Deb, please. And did I even say this one right?
That's okay. This one got a high kids from me. The vocalist was Edie Gourmet, Eydie.
Tough name to spell, but thank goodness I have you, Deb. Calling together.
I had to really think about it because normally you think of Edie as EDIE or EDY, but she spelled it EYDIE. And for those of you who are way younger than I am, she was a very famous singer in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and performed a lot with her husband, who also sang Steve Lawrence. And they had a television show at some point when I was a child, but I don't remember when. And Marilyn Johnson got Edie Gourmet too. Power to you, Marilyn.
Thank you, Marilyn. Welcome back, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have? Here's one for the thespians in the house. Jessica, who was the original Blanche Dubois on Broadway.
Love.
We've got stopwatch button. We know this.
That's got to be reset.
And that's crossing use hip boots. Maybe I'm not hip enough to wear boots, so.
I don't know, but I do know that the Jessica is Jessica Tandy. She was wonderful.
Tandy, excellent. Yeah. Let's see.
Claire Rafus says the intersection of Edie and Eddie was a great touch. I think so too. I didn't even notice that.
Edie and that's something. I don't want to speak for Kristian, but I feel like things like that, like they just kind of happen when you're constructing. Kristian, if that was intentional, let us know, but I would imagine that just made for the best fill in that corner.
Jillian Powell is helping us with I can't really see what the number is. We're with ADE at the end.
Yep, 36.
They're Wade.
Okay.
Use hip. At first I read that as used hip boots. And I was thinking, why would they have a different name for hip boots that are used? And it turns out that if you use hip boots, you're probably wading into water.
Yes, exactly. So that makes sense too, because that gives us something's away, doesn't give up on a hard task.
Yes, and our very intrepid solvers have it. Dell
what do we have?
Mitchell Jewers finds a way.
Finds a way. Ooh, that's actually even tougher than I would have thought, because I was thinking of this as like one words, like salts away, socks away, tips away at. But no, it's finds a.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just elaborating.
That's okay. It's a great entry. It really is. And we have this one little corner left. Let's bring it home.
Let's bring it home. And you know what? I'm going to start by doing that. I'm going to start doing that by pointing out that, as a matter of fact, it's not actually finds a way.
Oh.
What a bummer. Because it's not seaworthy is a diabolical clue. It's sort of a wink to this theme. It's
I know
E+.
this one. E+. Yeah, so it's something away.
Yeah. This is going to be plugs away. And away is actually one word here. But that's just an unintended trap, you guys.
And that's fine. You know what? That's, to me, that's what the eraser is for. That's what the delete key is for. And, it's okay to make a mistake. Trust me, I do it all the time.
Yeah, in the words of the great Michael Jordan, you miss 100% of the answers that you don't guess.
Oh, right. I didn't know he was a sufferer.
Yeah, long time. um,
Marilyn Johnson agrees on plugs away.
Excellent.
And Jillian Powell says 11 down is limo.
Limo. Wedding rental is a limo.
Yeah.
Yeah. See ya. Here, how about thick soup noodle? That I think is very helpful.
Now I'm hungry.
Now I'm very hungry. That's udon.
Udon. Love.
We've got. I want to highlight this clue because it hits you at the back of the head when you get it. I would not have seen this coming at all, personally.
I talked about this on Wordplay. It was a really good clue. Say nothing, say.
And there's that diabolical question mark. You know that we shouldn't just interpret this as like, what's say nothing mean? There's something up literally in this clue. You're looking at it, actually. It relates to this apostrophe. What do you do if you're locking off that G is
missing?
What's that?
There's a reason why that G is missing.
Why is that, Deb? Let's not gloss over it.
Oh, well, I think that the answer has to be to elide. E-L-I-D-E, which means that you leave a sound off at the end.
You know what? I was thinking about this. What's that?
Possibly at the beginning too.
Yes. I think Tasha elides the na from the name Natasha. I think you can still consider that elision.
Exactly.
No. That is not what we want to do. Sorry, everybody.
That's okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. Never panic. Never give up. Never panic.
Never panic.
Okay, so we have a couple of people who are commenting that Bruce Giordano says the 21 across is I'm gone.
I'm gone. See ya, everybody. Whew.
There you go.
I usually don't say that when I'm leaving. I use that for other contexts.
Now, Esther is asking why 9 down is dermal, and I think this was a great clue.
This one, again, it just hits you right on the noggin when you get it. It's like,
it leaves a little divot here when
it really does, right on your skin.
Right. Esquire, the reason why dermal, the answer to skinny is dermal, is because skinny doesn't have to do with your girth. In this particular clue, it's a describer of skin, and the answer is dermal, which, dermal has to do with skin.
You get it? Skinny, like skin?
Oh, boy.
Hilarious.
All right, let's move on. A lot of people are guessing elide, and
we're going to end on the word scuttlebutt.
There's got to be something poetic about ending on a clue with the word butt in it.
Let's ask Shelley if we can have an ode composed.
That's right. Ode
to a crossword. To a scuttlebutt, yeah.
We have, and Kevin Hart has guessed it. A bunch of people have guessed it.
Cross with the tough word exceedingly dry, by the way, which honestly only ever appears in puzzles. So thank goodness we have good crossers here.
Unless I don't know. I think it has. You see that occasionally on alcohol bottles.
Oh, really?
Champagne or a champagne to say dry would be brut, I think.
Yeah, or steak. So maybe they're related. In any case, we've got rumor,
and Sarah
have solved
awesome
the Thursday crossword by Kristian House, who is into house. That was a fun puzzle, Deb.
It really was. I would not have thought of this as a clue. I mean, as a theme.
Yeah. I mean, that's, again, crazy idea. This happened to be by a longtime constructor. Just thought, what happens if you interpret talk to you later as the 2 U's, or floats out to C as the literal 2 C's, or to be or not to be written this way. I mean, what the heck? That's just brilliant. And there's so much other good fill in this thing too. Hit and run. Randos, misheard with its funny clue. Sir Duke, highlighting people like Malala, Ilhan Omar. IT bands is interesting. The word artisan's always fun. Impolite gets a fun clue.
How about
Kristian, this is a
Plugs
great
Away?
puzzle.
Plugs Away up at the on the top right. That was a good long one.
Yeah, and that really had us stymied.
Yes, it did. You have to turn your notifications off, Sam.
I did. Next time, I will
Yeah.
not leave my Slack open.
Jillian Powell, a bunch, Lori and Valeria Silvestri really all enjoyed this puzzle. Very fun and always more fun with you too. Thank you, Jillian. We hope you have fun. That's the whole point. This is a game and we want you to have fun with it. The editors want you to be able to finish the puzzle. All you have to do is understand what the clues are asking you to do. And that's something you can learn.
Just by really just solving more, knowing how to start on the right days of the week, knowing that it's okay to ask for help or to work with other people. You solve that crossword however you want to solve it so that it's an enjoyable one for you.
Right.
I mean, really, that's what we're all about here. We just come on the stream to talk tips and tricks to become better solvers, but really just to show you that it's all about just having fun with this thing, right? This is meant to be a nice little diversion in the world around us. So
even
we hope you enjoy it and find it worthwhile.
Yeah, even if we just spend 45 minutes together solving a puzzle, taking a break, taking a breath, and going back to whatever you're doing refreshed, there's just something about it I know makes my day better.
Yeah.
So
that is one of the highlights of my week. You know, I had a lot of fun with this, and I've got more puzzles to edit later. This is a ton of fun.
Yeah, Nicole Xavier says, talk you later, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Nicole.
And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for solving with us today. We had a wonderful time. We hope you did too. Come back next week for another solve, and hopefully we'll be getting some more celebrity solvers in the house. I know John Yang is coming back from PBS NewsHour at some point when he's taken a breath. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times and Sam Ezersky saying happy solving.
Have a good one, everybody.